Hello, this is Xbox Ahoy, and this is the bonus footage from my time with Uzi. And perhaps unsurprisingly, the most prevailing theme in the comments was the ending pun. Or as Christopher Wagler puts it, oh, the pun! The pun! Mirthful face. Well, yeah, coming up with original jokes, it's difficult, you know? I thought it was good enough. Sometimes the most obvious pun is the best pun. Let's see, not all the comments were about the pun, of course, thankfully, which gives me something else to riff about. OneSoul1337 says, he should fudge and do COD 4. From which I can probably infer that he wants me to do COD 4 weapon guides. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it's something I've considered. Obviously, COD 4 is it's a legendary game that kicked off the whole kind of modern warfare thing. So revisiting it and, you know, covering some of the weapons seen in there, that sounds like something that would go down fairly well. The only trouble is, getting a decent game of it can be troublesome, what with the hackers and the stupid messages on the screen. And, well, the simple fact that nobody really needs a guide for it. I mean, COD 4's been out so long, people know the tricks. I don't know, maybe one day. For now, though, I am occupied. I have the Black Ops stuff to do. Thankfully, Black Ops is still playable online, and, well, a lot of people still do play it, in fact. So for the moment, my priority is probably to finish the Black Ops series if I'm able to. Beyond that, who knows? I'm kind of hoping one day they'll release like a COD 4 special edition, you know, remastered. I could dig that, you know, all the classic weapons with the fancy stuff like final kill cam, selectable kill streaks. I don't know. Anyway, it's an option that's open for the future, but no current plans to start production quite yet. Alright, next up, Trial by Gunfire Gaming says, Stuart, do you ever do live streams, or have you ever considered doing live streams? I'm sure the majority of subscribers would love to play with the infamous Xbox Ahoy. Until my next comment, farewell. Well, I'm certainly aware of live streaming, but it's not something that's factored into my strategy in a major way. The majority of my videos are prepared. I think I'm better when I'm scripted and prepared. I think the trouble is, when I'm actually playing Call of Duty, I'm not sure how entertaining I'd be. I'd probably just go silent. I think it would require a fair bit of practice to become actually good at live streaming. So I don't know. It's not something that I'm planning on doing at any point. Besides, during the week I'm normally busy writing scripts and putting videos together, that sort of thing. That takes the majority of my time. Alright, next up. Oh, hang on, I know this guy. Wicked Shrapnel says, this gun fudging sucks. A sentiment that I am inclined to agree with, unfortunately, yes. It's not that the Uzi is necessarily just outright bad, it's kind of usable. But deep down you know that there are other weapons in the same category, with superior stats. Like the Spectre, or any of the SMGs, even the 20-round SMGs, but generally perform better than the Uzi. The Queen019 says, these are tremendously fun to watch, but honestly you should focus more on your other projects, retro, behind the lines, etc., as opposed to returning to a previous COD title. There is so much more creative potential in these other series. Well, true, yes, I do enjoy the challenge that those series actually provide. And I think I've made it clear that I'd love to do nothing but retro guides. I don't know, I think I'd miss COD if I stopped doing COD videos. But I'd love to do the retro stuff full time. Maybe one day. But no, there's a value in doing sort of regular stuff as well. And the Black Ops guides, they're an established format that people enjoy. Which means that, you know, it grows my channel, I get views and all the rest of it. And all the benefits that come with that. So, of course, yeah, I am actually working on Behind the Lines at the moment. That's something that's going to come very soon. Well, I say very soon, I mean in the grand scheme of things. As far as actual release date, it's probably going to be sometime this summer. I don't know when precisely. Depends. It's done when it's done, you know? It's a labour of love, and it's something that's going to come when I think it's finished and when I can do no more to it. The only hard deadline I have for Behind the Lines is November, although that's worst case scenario. But production has already started to a degree. I've been doing a lot of sort of test shots and stuff like that, and just working out what I need to do. I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot some section titles. Basically little 10-second bridge sections, which kind of define the whole structure of the video. I'm also planning on making this a bit longer than the last Behind the Lines. I'm going for about 20 minutes runtime. Just, because, hey, why not? That would be a half-hour slot in TV world. And so one of the challenges I've had is, how do you make a 20-minute video sort of retain its pacing and its structure? And the way I'm doing it is I'm breaking it down into sections. So I've got like each of the sections will be structured like an individual video in essence, but together they'll assemble a whole. I think it's about 5 or 6 separate parts. Each one will be about a few minutes long each, and then as a composite it should work fairly well, I think. Just like a regular TV program. But we'll see. It's Behind the Lines is kind of a risky thing to do. A lot of work goes into it, and well, you don't always know how it's going to perform. But that doesn't matter. I'm not doing it for the view count. I'm just going to have a crack at making it as best as I can. And as far as the retro stuff, I think once Behind the Lines is done, I want to try and find a schedule that I can sustain with the retro stuff. I want to do 1 episode a month, if I can manage that, whilst doing an episode a week on Xbox Ahoy. And if I can sustain that whilst I'm doing weapon guides in the future as well, I think that would be a fairly good sort of pace. So basically 5 major videos a month, or every 28 days to be precise, in addition to the bonus footage and all sorts of other stuff. Beverage Guide Express as well, of course. But we'll see what sort of pace I can manage. What else? More comments about the pun. Moving Target 85 says, "Will be Uzi." I literally cringed, Stu. Literally cringed. Oh, it wasn't that bad. The thing about the puns is, by condensing all this sort of stupid lameness into the ending line of the video, I can avoid silliness for the core of it. I can kind of just keep it sober and to the point and serious. It's kind of it's a structure that I like, and it's something I'll probably keep for the next generation of weapon guys as well. I call it the pith and the pun. They're kind of a framing structure. I start off with kind of a throwaway comment, like in the Uzi video, it was better late than never. In the L96 video, it was "You ain't Grizz, baby." And then we get on to the serious stuff, the weapon guide, and then we finish on something with a bit more levity, the pun. We abandon sensibility just for a second, and I'll do the inevitable wordplay. I kind of like it. You've got 2 sort of key points where things are less serious than they might otherwise be. Like bookends almost, and I don't know, that having the pun at the end it almost encourages people to watch the entire thing, which is obviously a good thing. That's my philosophy on it anyway. The Hive Fleet asks, "Can you please make some videos talking about the world's various special forces like SAS, KSK, Spetsnaz, etc. Please and thank." I suppose I could. I think the Behind the Lines format could be adapted to stuff like that. But I have a suspicion that Behind the Lines would probably prove more successful as a per-gun series. I don't know, I think a gun is kind of a more accessible affixation than a group of special forces. I don't know, maybe. It's something that could be done. If I can find an angle on it and I have the time, then it's certainly something I might approach, but we shall see. Jordan Dean 5000 says, "The only thing more painful than using the PM9 is using the Uzi. That stuff hurts." I don't know, actually. I kind of like the PM9. In fact, the PM9 might be my favourite SMG in MW3. It's not too hard to control. I mean, the recoil is fairly moderate. I mean, there is a bit there, but I kind of like it. I think it's the fact that it has a completely insane rate of fire. I mean, I know the PP90M1 does as well, and, well, the PP90M1 is a better weapon. But, no, the PM9 has a special place in my heart. The Mini Uzi as well, I kind of like that in MW2. And the Mini Uzi is my least viewed video. I feel sorry for it. So, if you're watching this, go and watch the MW2 guide on the Mini Uzi. It's a perfectly good episode. There are some nice moments in it, like the bit where I vault over a sentry gun. That was kind of, that was fun. I'm pretty sure there's some good clips in there too. It's not a bad weapon either, it just got overshadowed by the UMP-45, unfortunately. Thomas Jeffrey 123 says, "I wonder how much Xbox Ahoy cried during the time taken to get the footage." It wasn't too bad. The Uzi's okay, like I say, it's just outclassed. I recorded, I think it was 3 games with every attachment, And I had some fairly bad games, not going to lie. Not super bad, not like, you know, double negative or anything, just, you know, par for par. But then conversely, I think I had some, I want to say 30 kill, 40 kill games as well. Which, you know, I normally judge how good a weapon is by how many SR-71s I get. And I had a pretty good run, actually. I think for the first few games I played, I got a couple, anyway. Mostly spy planes, of course. Liverpool Giant has his own take on the pun, as he says. This gun is so bad that, I guess you could say, it's a doozy. Yeah! Potato Quality Vids asks the meaty question, Stu, will you make full weapon guides for Black Ops 2? Well, I'll be making weapon guides for Black Ops 2, that's for certain. As to the nature and the location of the Black Ops 2 weapon guides, that's still up in the air, dependent on a few factors, but we'll see what happens. I'm not committing to any answers at the moment. And on that bombshell, farewell. I'll see you on Sunday for the PM9 Weapons of Modern Warfare.